Welcome back to the deep dive. I'm genuinely excited you're joining us today. You know, we all encounter those moments, big or small, where making a new connection is essential.
Absolutely.
Whether it's a quick chat that hints at, a future collaboration, or maybe a shared laugh with a potential new friend,
Yeah.
or even just a fleeting introduction at some event, that initial spark, it often needs a pathway to actually grow.
Right. Something needs to happen next.
Exactly. And that pathway, well, more often than not, it starts with exchanging contact details.
It really does. The practical step.
We've all said, can I have your number? Or what's your email? Probably without giving it much thought.
Sure. Seems simple.
But here's where it gets really interesting, I think. Beyond just the simple words, there's this whole ecosystem of unspoken rules, cultural nuances, and a kind of communicative artistry that can make or break that connection you're trying to build.
That's a great way to put it. Make or break.
Yeah. So this isn't just about memorizing phrases. It's about understanding the subtle signals you're sending. So today we're doing a deep dive into the surprisingly nuanced skill of exchanging contact details in English. Using the excellent sources you've shared with us, our mission is really to peel back the layers. We want to move from the basic vocabulary.
Yeah, the building blocks.
To the art of those polite, efficient responses. And then finally, get into the crucial cultural contexts that, really define every successful exchange.
And it's definitely more than just a language lesson, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
almost like a masterclass in social navigation.
Oh, I like that. Social navigation.
What's fascinating here is that while the act of sharing, say, a phone number or an email might seem purely transactional.
Right, just giving info.
It's actually deeply intertwined with building rapport, building trust, and really opening doors, both personal and professional opportunities.
Well, that makes sense.
Think about it. A well-executed exchange can really solidify a new relationship, while a fumbled one, it can leave that lingering impression of awkwardness, or worse, maybe even disinterest.
Oh, definitely. We've all felt that awkwardness.
So we're going to explore not just what to say, but how to say it, when to say it, and maybe most importantly, why those choices matter so much. By the end of this deep dive, hopefully, you'll not only feel confident exchanging details in, well, pretty much any English-speaking scenario, but you'll also have this kind of heightened awareness of the underlying dynamics that make these connections truly, stick.
Fantastic. Let's get into it. The deep dive. Connecting beyond hello.
The foundation key vocabulary for seamless connections.
Okay, so we're all familiar with the core tools, right? The phone numbers, email addresses, social media handles, the usual suspects.
Usual suspects, exactly.
But the real deep dive, I think, begins when we start exploring the implications of choosing one over another.
Yes.
And also how precision, just getting it right when you deliver it, is absolutely non-negotiable.
Crucial. Utterly crucial.
So let's quickly acknowledge these essential building blocks, not really to define them, we all know what they are, but more to highlight their specific uses.
Right, the context.
And maybe the potential pitfalls if they're not handled with, well, a bit of care.
Good plan.
Okay, first up, the phone number.
A classic.
Right. This feels like the most direct, the most immediate, and sometimes maybe the most personal connection you can offer someone.
It does feel quite direct, yeah. It signals a kind of willingness for quick, maybe even spontaneous communication.
Spontaneous, yeah. Like a call or a text feels pretty direct.
Definitely. So when someone asks, can I have your phone number? It's a pretty straightforward request. But depending on the context, it can feel quite significant.
Right. Like offering it too early in a professional context, maybe that could seem a bit too familiar.
Potentially, yeah. Whereas, say, a business card might offer a slightly more formal, established boundary in that situation.
Okay, that makes sense. Which brings us to the email address.
Yes. The workhorse.
Totally the workhorse. This is your go-to for, well, more formal interactions, wouldn't you say?
Generally, yes. For sending documents, detailed proposals, or even just like a thoughtful follow-up that needs more space than a quick text.
Right. You can't really detail a project plan in a text message.
Not easily. So the typical question, what's your email address?
Right.
It usually suggests a need for something more structured, maybe documented communication.
Structured, yeah. And it's good for, keeping records, isn't it? Having that paper trail, so to speak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you're discussing a project, an email exchange feels very natural, almost expected.
Definitely. Okay, now, home address. This one feels different.
Very different, highly private.
Yeah, almost exclusively for, Very close friends, family, or official things. Deliveries, maybe formal invitations.
Precisely. It carries a significant weight of trust, much more than a phone number or email.
So a request like, where do you live, is almost never casual in a first meeting, right?
Goodness, no. It implies a level of intimacy or, necessity that goes way beyond just a general contact exchange.
Yeah, misjudging that, asking that too soon, could be a major social blunder.
A huge one. You need to be really careful there.
Okay, moving into the more professional space now. The business card.
Still going strong.
It is, isn't it? It's that tangible, concise little package of your professional identity, name, title, company, all the key details.
Phone, email, website. It's like a physical anchor for your network, a little reminder of who you are and what you do.
Yeah. And when someone says, here's my business card, often while handing it over, that feels like the classic professional exchange. It's efficient. It provides a clear signal of professional intent.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Although it's worth noting, maybe in some really digital-first environments, it might feel a tiny bit old-fashioned.
That's true. So knowing your audience, again, is key.
Always.
All right. What about the more casual, often public connections? We turn to social media accounts, right?
Yes, absolutely. Instagram, LinkedIn, maybe TikTok. They each serve pretty distinct social functions.
So asking, do you have Instagram? That feels really common now, especially among new friends.
Very common. It signals that desire for a less formal, maybe more visual or just ongoing kind of connection.
But the choice of platform here is really critical, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. Sharing your personal Instagram with a purely professional contact, that might blur lines uncomfortably.
Yeah, and the other way around, too. Offering your LinkedIn profile to a new friend you just met at a party might feel a bit stiff.
A bit formal, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about aligning the platform with the kind of relationship you're hoping for.
Okay. And finally, the website.
Your digital storefront.
Good description. Your portfolio, your info hub. It's for showcasing your work, your brand, or just giving a big overview of what you offer.
Right. So saying, you can check my website, it directs someone to a whole load of self-curated information. They can explore it whenever they want.
So it's less about direct, immediate chat.
Exactly. More about providing a resource for them.
Got it. So those are the main tools.
What's fascinating here, though, is that while we kind of take these terms for granted, their accurate transmission, actually getting them right, is absolutely non-negotiable.
Yeah, you mentioned make or break earlier.
Exactly. Misunderstanding even one digit in a phone number or a single letter in an email address, it can completely sever that potential connection.
Poof, gone.
It's not just inconvenient, it's genuinely a lost opportunity. A road not taken, if you like.
Right. Imagine building up all this rapport.
Yeah. Spending time making a connection, only to have the whole thing vanish because of a typo or mishearing something.
That would be frustrating.
Immensely.
Yeah.
And this is why clarity and precision aren't just, being polite. They're the critical safeguards for any successful exchange. They ensure the connection actually can happen.
Okay, so precision is key.
Which brings us to a really crucial, but maybe often underestimated part of the delivery.
Okay.
The art of spelling out numbers and letters clearly.
Yes. Saying the numbers slowly.
Exactly. Our sources emphasize saying numbers slowly and clearly, particularly with phone numbers. And crucially, the advice is to pause between groups.
Pause between groups. Why is that so important?
Well, it's not just about being deliberate. It's actually a strategic communication tool. Our brains, they process information in chunks, right? A long string of digits like 01987654321. It can just become a blur.
Yeah, it's easy to lose track.
But by pausing, saying 019, pause 876, pause 543, pause 21, you're creating these little cognitive checkpoints.
Okay. Little breaks.
Yeah. You're giving your listener a small window to absorb each bit, maybe confirm it in their head, and accurately write it down before you move to the next segment.
That makes a lot of sense. It prevents that overwhelming feeling.
It does.
Yeah.
And think about the common pitfalls with letters, too, especially in emails or social media handles.
Oh, yeah. M and N, B and D.
Exactly. Or vowels like A and E. Those subtle phonetic similarities can lead to significant errors, especially if the line isn't clear or there's background noise.
So it's not enough just to say, my email is john.doe@example.com.
Sometimes it is, but sometimes you might need to clarify. Maybe say john.doe@example.com.
Spell it out.
Spell it out. Especially for less common names or, creative spellings. Maybe even adding like JOHN just for absolute clarity if needed.
Right. In really critical situations like an international business call or giving sensitive info.
Then this level of explicit phonetic spelling becomes indispensable, absolutely vital.
It cuts down the risk of mistakes.
It mitigates the risk of misinterpretation, ensures the information is received exactly as intended, and ultimately it saves everyone a lot of potential frustration later on.
So this careful approach to pronunciation, it's like the unsung hero of making the connection stick.
Beautifully put. The unsung hero of seamless communication.
Mastering the art of the short, polite response.
Okay, so you've just hammered home how essential precision is.
Yeah.
Getting the details right. Foundational. But what about efficiency? Because beyond getting the words right, there's that subtle dance in the conversation itself, especially when you're exchanging details.
The flow. Yeah.
Surprisingly, sometimes less is actually more. Here's where it gets really interesting for me. The power of these short, polite responses.
Ah, yes, the concise answers.
Yeah. Many people assume, I think, that a full sentence is always the most polite way to reply.
It feels more formal, maybe?
Maybe. But in English, particularly during these kinds of practical exchanges, a concise, well-delivered short answer is not only natural, but often it's seen as more efficient and equally, if not sometimes more, polite.
Interesting. More polite. How so?
Well, I think it keeps the conversational ball rolling without adding unnecessary formality. It feels smoother.
Okay, less clunky.
Exactly. And our sources illustrate this beautifully. They give specific examples that really boost that conversational grace. Like, yes, sure. Simple, but it isn't just agreement, is it? It feels like an enthusiastic agreement. It conveys immediate willingness without needing some long affirmation. It's concise and friendly.
Okay, I see that. Yes, sure, feels quite positive.
Or consider, no, I don't. Also simple.
I'm very direct.
Direct, clear, but, and this is key, if it's delivered with the right tone, it avoids sounding abrupt.
Ah, the tone again.
Right. It's just stating a fact without needing a long explanation, which sometimes can feel like oversharing in this quick exchange context.
True, you don't always need the whole backstory.
And there's, of course.
Another positive one.
Yeah, it offers strong agreement, genuine willingness. It kind of implies the request is totally reasonable and you're happy to help. It feels natural, easy.
Of course, feels very obliging.
And then we have, not really. This one's fascinating.
Not really. That's a bit softer.
It is. It's like a soft, slightly evasive refusal, or maybe a qualification. It lets you politely set a boundary or say something isn't quite true without being blunt or rude.
Okay, give me an example.
Well, say someone asks if you live right next door and you actually live a few blocks away. Not really works perfectly.
Ah, I see. It conveys that slight distance.
Without inviting them to ask exactly where your house is.
Clever. Manages information politely.
And finally, here you go.
The action phrase.
Exactly. Typically used when you're physically handing something over, like that business card we mentioned, or even just a pen to write something down. It's direct, actionable, signals the request is complete.
Yeah, very clear.
So these aren't just shortcuts, are they? They feel like they're integral to the rhythm of natural English conversation.
They absolutely are, but this raises that important question again, which the source wisely highlights.
Let me guess.
Tone.
You got it. How do we make sure these efficient short answers are actually perceived as polite and not, abrupt or even rude?
Because the same words can mean different things depending on how you say them.
Exactly. The source's warning is so critical. Tone is important. A short answer can sound rude if your voice is too flat.
Too flat, like monotone. Yeah, or just lacking any warmth or inflection. It's a nuanced point, definitely, and it's where communication really goes beyond just the vocabulary.
Okay, unpack that a bit.
Well, imagine saying, sure, with a flat, maybe downward inflection, like, sure, said flatly.
Yeah, that sounds a bit grudging.
Yeah.
Or like you don't care.
Right.
Yeah.
It can easily come across as indifferent, or maybe even like you're agreeing reluctantly. Now imagine saying, sure, with a slight upward lilt at the end, a friendly vocal quality, maybe even a hint of a smile in your voice. Sure, said warmly.
Okay, yeah, totally different feeling. That sounds open, inviting, genuinely willing.
Exactly. The inflection, the melody of your voice, it carries immense weight here. It communicates enthusiasm, approachability, respect in a way the single word itself just can't.
So the music matters as much as the lyrics.
That's a great analogy. Let's apply it to no, I don't.
Okay.
Delivered flatly, no, I don't, said flatly. Sounds pretty dismissive, maybe cold.
Yeah, a bit blunt.
But if you soften your voice slightly, Maybe add a hint of a gentle rise at the end, or a subtle apologetic quality. Maybe even pause just slightly before speaking. "Oh, no, I don't," said gently.
Ah, okay. That feels much different. It's still a no, but it doesn't feel like a rejection.
Right. It transforms into a polite boundary-setting response. You're kind of conveying regret that you can't fulfill the request rather than just an outright refusal. And that distinction is paramount in keeping the social dynamic positive.
So important.
And the examples from our source, they really vividly demonstrate this contextual power in action.
Like the WhatsApp one.
Yeah. Someone asks, "Do you have WhatsApp?" A simple "yes, I do" is direct, clear, perfectly sufficient.
You don't need a whole speech.
Definitely not. No need for, "Yes, I am pleased to inform you that I currently utilize the WhatsApp application on my mobile device."
Shekels.
Right.
A bit much.
The brevity there, it signals confidence and ease. It keeps things moving.
Okay. And the email one. Can I email you?
Met with sure, friendly, agreeable, cut straight to the chase. It conveys immediate consent without any fuss or hesitation, shows you're approachable, open to that next step.
Simple and effective.
And then that classic, "Do you live nearby?" answered with, "Not really."
Yeah, the polite boundary.
Exactly. It isn't evasiveness in a rude way. It's polite boundary setting. It implies you don't live close enough to be considered nearby without having to disclose more specific, potentially private details.
Maintains the flow, manages the info.
Precisely. These short answers are like the conversational equivalent of smooth gear shifts in a car.
Hey, nice.
They maintain momentum, they stop interactions from feeling like interrogation.
Yeah, nobody likes an interrogation.
And they keep the focus squarely on the connection itself, rather than getting bogged down in the mechanics of the language. It's about being both effective and utterly engaging at the same time.
Effective and engaging. I like that goal.
Real-world scenarios, putting it all together.
That concept of conversational rhythm and grace,
Yeah.
it really is everything, isn't it?
It really is. It's what makes interaction feel natural.
Yeah, it's what differentiates someone who's truly fluent from someone who just, knows the words, but maybe not the music.
Well said.
So, okay, let's take all this fantastic vocabulary, these insights into phrasing, the nuance of those short answers, and let's see them in action.
Put it all together.
Yeah, because the best way to really internalize these skills is to experience them in real-life contexts. You've provided 3 excellent dialogues that showcase these principles. And as you listen along at home, I really encourage you to pay close attention to the flow, the specific word choices the speakers make, and just how they expertly navigate the exchange.
Absolutely. And these dialogues, they're more than just scripts, really. Think of them as blueprints for successful interaction.
Okay, blueprints. Let's look at the plans.
Let's deconstruct each one. We'll examine not just what is said, but why it works so well, and maybe the subtext it conveys.
Great. Let's start with dialogue 1. This one said at work, professional networking.
Right. We have Rina and Kamal. Rina kicks it off with, "Hi, I don't think we've met. I'm Rina."
Okay, standard polite opening.
Textbook polite, standard professional introduction. It acknowledges they might not know each other, immediately gives her name, paves the way.
And Kamal replies,
"Nice to meet you, I'm Kamal." Perfectly reciprocal, totally expected, establishes that mutual recognition.
Then Rina makes the ask.
Yes, a very specific and appropriate request for a professional setting. "Do you have a business card?"
Straightforward, signals professional intent.
Exactly, directly, efficiently. Indicates she wants a formal connection.
And Kamal's response.
Yes, here you go. A perfect example of that efficient, short, polite answer we were just talking about.
Direct, concise.
And crucially, it's accompanied by the physical action handing over the card, makes the exchange immediate, tangible.
Got it. And Rina closes with,
"Thanks, I'll send you an email later." Now, this is a critical next step.
Why?
Because it confirms her intent to follow up. It solidifies the professional connection and sets the expectation for future communication. It's not just getting the card, it's stating the next action.
Okay. So why this matters? This dialogue shows professionalism, clear intent, and really efficient information exchange in a business setting.
Exactly. It establishes that clear pathway for future communication. It's about moving efficiently from just meeting someone to having an actionable follow-up plan.
Very neat. Okay, dialogue 2. At a conference. An event-based connection.
Right. Here, 2 people connect after a presentation. Speaker 1 opens with an immediate compliment. "That was a great presentation."
Oh, nice opening. Starts positive.
Brilliant icebreaker. Highly effective. It's gracious, shows appreciation, and it creates this positive, receptive atmosphere before even asking for contact details.
So it kind of warms them up first.
Precisely. Disarms potential hesitation, makes the request feel more natural. Then comes the request. Can I get your contact details?
Notice how broad that is. Contact details.
Exactly. It's polite, it's flexible, it lets the other person choose what they feel comfortable sharing, rather than making a very specific demand like, give me your number.
Okay, more considerate.
The second speaker responds, sure, my phone number is 019876-4 321.
So, sure, again for willingness.
Yep, reinforces willingness, and they provide immediate direct contact with the phone number.
But then speaker one follows up.
Yes, with a specific platform request. Thanks, can I add you on LinkedIn?
Ah, so mixing methods. Traditional phone plus a professional platform.
Exactly. Highlights the adaptability of modern networking, blending traditional and platform-specific connections.
And the response to the LinkedIn request.
Of course, another excellent example. Strong, unequivocal agreement and willingness. Very positive.
Okay, so why this matters. This dialogue shows how you can leverage a shared experience, like the presentation, into a professional connection. It shows the value of starting with goodwill, like that compliment, offering flexibility in how you ask for details, and adapting to both immediate needs, like a number, and platform needs, like LinkedIn.
It's about building a connection that has maybe multiple facets to it. Adaptability is key.
Cool. Okay, dialogue 3. Making a new friend. This is casual socializing.
Right. Shifting gears completely here. More informal social setting. Speaker 1 initiates with, hey, it was fun talking to you.
Nice and casual. Sets a friendly tone.
Immediately friendly, relaxed, informal. Acknowledges the positive interaction they just had. Warm, inviting.
Then the specific ask. Do you use Instagram?
Perfect for the context. Reflects modern social habits. For many people, especially younger generations, Instagram is a primary way to keep up casual social ties, share bits of life.
True. So the second speaker replies.
Yes, I do. My ID is at @Raham88. Direct, unambiguous, clear, actionable, specific to that platform.
Easy enough. And the closing.
Speaker 1 concludes with a simple, great, I'll follow you. Clear, actionable close. Indicates the immediate next step and solidifies that casual connection.
Okay, so why this matters? This conversation really beautifully illustrates that shift from formal platforms like email or LinkedIn to more informal ones like Instagram.
Yeah, and how the natural, friendly rapport dictates which contact method feels right. It's about maintaining a casual, ongoing connection, which is exactly what social media is often good for.
So context really dictates the content and the platform choice.
Absolutely. Context is king.
Wow. Those examples really do bring everything to life. You can almost feel the shift in tone and formality between those situations.
Hopefully, yeah, seeing it in action helps.
Definitely. Now, to really embed these insights, let's make it interactive for you listening. You've heard the principles, you've seen them in action in those dialogues, so let's get you practicing right now.
Good idea. Active learning.
Yeah. I want you to actively participate by thinking about your own responses to these questions. Draw on all the vocabulary, the art of those short, polite answers we've just discussed. And don't just think them. If you can, say them out loud as though you're actually in the conversation. Ready?
Encouragingly. Go for it.
Okay, first scenario. Someone asks you, what's your phone number? Take a moment. How would you say it clearly? Remember to pause between the groups of numbers for maximum clarity. Practice that out loud now. Pause. Got it. Okay. Next up, someone asks, do you have WhatsApp? How would you answer politely and efficiently? Which one of those snappy short responses feels right? And what tone would you use to make sure it sounds welcoming? Say it now. Pause. All right, here's another. A new professional contact asks, can I have your email? What's your go-to short, agreeable response? And think about how you'd spell out any tricky parts of your email address to be super clear. Your turn. Pause. Good. And finally, a friend you've just met asks, can I add you on Instagram? What's your reply? And if you happen to have a unique handle, how would you clarify it? Give it a go. Pause. Okay, done. So what does this all mean for you in practice? How did that feel? Did you use yes, I do, or maybe sure, or of course?
Did your phone number come out clearly? Did you pause?
Yeah. The goal here isn't about getting it perfect on the first try. It's more about reflecting on your choices, feeling the comfort of those concise responses, and making sure they align with the principles we've just talked about.
It's about developing that muscle memory, isn't it? That intuitive, confident response that makes these exchanges feel effortless and genuine for you.
Exactly. Effortless and genuine. That's the aim.
Navigating the nuances, cultural considerations.
Okay, so we've covered the words, the direct exchanges. We've even practiced the responses.
I've covered a lot of ground.
We have.
Yeah.
But there's a deeper layer, isn't there? An incredibly important one. The cultural context.
Yes. Crucial.
Because how you choose to connect and the way you initiate that connection can be just as important as the actual words you use.
Absolutely. It's about understanding those unwritten rules, the unspoken expectations. That's what really elevates your ability to connect effectively, especially across different environments.
Unwritten rules. Yeah.
And what's fascinating here is how, the English language gives us this set of linguistic tools.
Right, the words and phrases.
But the application of those tools, how we use them, is often profoundly shaped by these implicit cultural understandings of formality and informality. Our sources highlight this distinction very clearly, and it's vital for avoiding, missteps or awkwardness.
So formal versus informal settings. Let's break that down.
Okay. Informal settings, think at work, during a business meeting, maybe at a professional conference. The exchange of business cards or email addresses isn't just common. It's often expected. It projects professionalism, a seriousness of intent, and it provides that clear official channel for future communication.
There's an expectation of a certain decorum.
Exactly, decorum. And deviating from this might be perceived as unprofessional, maybe even a bit dismissive. Think about the physical ritual sometimes involved with business cards in some cultures, maybe a slight bow, presenting it with two hands, taking a moment to actually read the card before putting it away.
Right, those actions signal respect.
They absolutely do. They underscore the formality involved.
Okay, so that's formal. What about informal settings?
Conversely, in informal settings, like when you're making new friends, just socializing at a party or maybe in a casual hobby group, the preference often shifts dramatically.
To phone numbers or social media?
Exactly. Phone numbers, social media accounts. These methods feel more personal. They reflect a relaxed rapport, and they align with that desire for a less formal, maybe more immediate or ongoing connection.
You wouldn't usually hand out a business card at a barbecue.
Chuckles. Probably not. It would feel out of place, maybe even a bit stiff or overly formal.
Yeah. And equally, asking a brand new professional contact for their Instagram ID right away, probably not the best move unless the context really encourages it.
Right. It might blur lines, signal a lack of professional understanding, maybe. The choice of contact method subtly signals the type of relationship you envision and the boundaries you respect. It's about harmonizing your communication method with the social environment you're in.
Matching the method to the setting. Makes sense.
But regardless of the setting, whether it's formal or informal, politeness remains absolutely paramount, non-negotiable.
Always be polite.
Always. Our sources reinforce this by suggesting a kind of spectrum of phrases that signal respect and consideration for the other person's comfort and privacy.
Oh, right. Like what?
Well, for a standard, universally understood polite request, "Can I have your email?" is always a safe bet. It's direct, but still courteous.
Okay, can I have your number mail? Standard.
Then, if you want to be even more deferential, maybe in a very formal professional setting, or if you're just unsure how comfortable the other person is with sharing, would you mind sharing is an excellent, softer choice.
Would you mind sharing your details? Okay, that feels very polite.
It acknowledges you're asking for something potentially personal, and it gives them an easy out if they'd rather not share without making it awkward.
Good point. And for offering your details.
For a direct offering, often when you're doing the action, is clear, concise, and proactive. Here's my card, here's my number.
Got it. So choosing the right phrase isn't just about sounding nice.
Not at all. It signals your respect for social boundaries, your understanding of the context, your overall communicative maturity, really.
It shows you're thinking about how you're coming across.
Exactly. It's not just about what you want to achieve, but how you want to be perceived while achieving it, being considerate.
Right. Which leads us, I guess, to that even broader point from the source.
The big one. Different cultures have different styles.
Yeah. This is where it gets tricky, maybe. Where the skill becomes more of an art.
It really is, because it means that while the English phrases themselves might be grammatically correct, the prevalence, the preference, even the timing for using certain methods of exchange can vary dramatically from culture to culture or even subculture to subculture.
Okay. The source mentions business cards being common in some places, social media more popular in others.
Right. But let's dig into what that really implies for you, the communicator.
How do you figure out these unwritten rules?
Well, it requires acute observation, cultural sensitivity, and, crucially, a willingness to adapt your own style.
So watching what other people do.
Definitely. Observe others around you. At a networking event, are people quickly exchanging cards, or are they pulling out phones to connect on LinkedIn or WhatsApp? Pay attention to the age group, the type of event, the overall vibe.
Okay, be observant. What else?
Timing can be huge. In some cultures, asking for contact information too soon might feel very forward, maybe even intrusive.
Right.
Whereas in others, asking early might be seen as a sign of genuine, earnest interest. Getting the timing right can be as significant as the request itself.
Wow. Okay, timing matters.
Hierarchy can matter too in some cultures. At a business event, maybe it's more appropriate to exchange details with someone of similar status first, or perhaps wait for an elder or a superior to initiate the exchange.
Things you might not even think about.
Exactly. And the method of delivery, as we touched on with business cards, the two-handed presentation in some Asian cultures signals deep respect. And it's customary to actually look at the card for a moment before carefully putting it away, not just snuffing it in your pocket immediately.
These small nonverbal cues carry a lot of weight.
Immense cultural weight. Now, understanding these subtle variations isn't about memorizing every single cultural rule on the planet. That's impossible.
Right, thankfully.
It's more about cultivating an awareness that such differences exist, knowing that your way isn't the only way or even the default way everywhere.
So being open-minded and observant.
Precisely. It allows you to navigate diverse social landscapes with much greater sensitivity and effectiveness. You can avoid those unintentional faux pas.
Yeah, definitely want to avoid those.
And ultimately ensure that your attempt to connect is not only successful, but also culturally appropriate and genuinely well-received. It's about being a thoughtful, empathetic communicator, not just an accurate one.
Thoughtful and empathetic. That's a great goal for any interaction, really. Outro. So, wrapping this up, what does this all mean for you? Today, we really did take a deep dive into something incredibly practical, didn't we? Something you'll probably do multiple times this week.
Definitely everyday stuff, but with hidden depths.
Totally. We journeyed from mastering the essential vocabulary, those building blocks like phone numbers, emails, social media handles, all the way through, to understanding that subtle but powerful art of polite, efficient short answers.
The rhythm of conversation.
Then we saw it all play out in those practical, real-world conversations. And finally, we delved into those vital cultural considerations that really underpin every single interaction.
Yeah, putting it all in context.
Yeah. So hopefully you now have the tools, and maybe more importantly, that heightened awareness, to confidently and appropriately exchange contact details in English, making every connection really count.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the real challenge, I think, but also the real opportunity, lies in integrating this awareness into your daily life. We've laid out the framework, the linguistic tools. Now, I'd really encourage you to think of every future interaction not just as a chance to connect, but as like a living laboratory.
A living laboratory. I like that. For practice and observation.
Exactly. The next time you exchange details, pay attention. Not just to what is said, but how it's said, the tone, the inflection, maybe the body language.
Okay.
Notice when it's said beginning, middle, end of the chat. And critically, consider what platform is chosen. Why a phone number this time, but an email last time? Why Instagram over LinkedIn?
Asking why.
Yeah. How do these elements reflect the kind of relationship being built or the desired future connection? What does it tell you?
That's a really active way to approach it.
And this raises, I think, an important question for all of us moving forward.
Go on.
As technology continues its relentless march, new apps, AI communication tools popping up all the time, how might the mechanics of exchanging contact details continue to evolve?
Good question. Like digital business cards or QR codes becoming more common?
Maybe. But critically, amidst all those changes, how will the fundamental human principles, politeness, clarity, genuine connection, how will they remain paramount? How will they continue to shape how we build relationships, no matter how the tools themselves transform?
Wow. That's definitely something to think about. How do we keep the humanity in it, even as the tech changes?
Exactly. So carry this awareness into your daily interactions. Turn every conversation into a profound learning opportunity.
What a fantastic way to look at it, every interaction, a learning moment. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into connecting beyond just hello.
My pleasure. It's a vital skill.
It really is. It's been a genuine privilege to share these insights with you all. Until next time, keep exploring, keep connecting, and keep diving deep.